The Prime Minister of Greece has narrowly survived a no-confidence vote. The move helps keep the country's bailout deal on track. So did they just dodge a debt bullet, or is Greece still on very shaky financial ground? And will the U.S. help bail them out? On our panel this morning is Chris Markowski, radio talk show host of Watchdog on Wall Street, Liz Peek, a financial columnist who spent more than 20 years on Wall Street, and former deputy finance director for the DNC, David Mercer. Welcome to all of you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Chris, let me start with you. Can you help us understand what happened last night in Greece and what this vote means?
Well, I got to give you full disclosure here. I took great pains to come here this morning because my in-laws are Greek, so who knows what's going to happen to me when I get home. But first and foremost, it's a little bit of anarchy going on over there in regards to who's going to stay in charge. What happened last night is that basically George Papandreou kept his spot, but he's going to turn it over to a coalition-type government so they can actually try to get this bailout money. A lot of people think that this entire scenario this past week was actually a big rope-a-dope. He had no choice but to do this.
Liz, will the U.S. be bailing Greece out now?
I can't imagine that scenario, but the problem is all this political maneuvering is really a sideshow. The truth is that Greece's finances are a disaster. And my own view is that Greece should exit the Eurozone. I think that that's in the best interest of both the Eurozone and also Greece. The problem is the people of Greece want it both ways. They want to have all the benefits that become part of being in that coalition, namely lower interest rates and possibly funding from the Eurozone, but they don't want to approve the austerity measures. Heaven knows they don't want to adopt the austerity measures that the EU is imposing. So I don't think the U.S. ends up here. My guess is that we will have some banks that have some exposure, if indeed contagion is the issue, which is, of course, what's on everyone's mind. And that's another reason why Greece really has to go. The problem is there is no mechanism for a country leaving the Eurozone, which is sort of in and of itself a marker for how dysfunctional this organization is, at least in legal terms.
David, what does it mean if Greece leaves the Eurozone? What does it mean for the rest of Europe and us?
I think it creates a lot of insecurity for the union itself when you think of Italy and other countries that are trying to put their fiscal house in order. And I think it would be an easy way out rather than enduring and sticking to a program that everybody has bought into and gets through this with the proper leadership. We did see, and you got to give Papandreou credit for the leadership he demonstrated in basically in negotiating, saying, look, I'll put this to a referendum and let the people speak. Or are we going to stick to the terms of the deal with regard to the austerity program and see this through?
So, Chris, what is the right answer? What's the fix here?
I see. I agree with the fact that I don't think Greece is going to be able to work their way out of it. This past summer, they had one of their best years ever in regards to tourism, yet their economy went backwards by 7%. They have a complete inability. Papandreou 2 years ago was supposed to break up all the unions and supposed to break up all of the and privatize a lot of the business there. They're completely unable to do that. I don't see how they're going to be able to basically save their way out of this situation. They need to grow their way. Their young people are leaving the country. It's in absolute disarray. So I don't think that there's any way they're going to be able to fix it at this point in time.
Liz, do you agree?
I do agree. I think that they have to devalue their currency, which, of course, you can't do if you're part of the euro, and then move forward. And that's really historically been the fix for countries that end up in profound trouble. And this country, I mean, really, if you read about the amount of the economy that's underground, the number of people who don't pay taxes, this is not a small problem. This is a profoundly corrupt country, again, that wants the benefits. The main benefit to Greece of being in the EU was lower interest rates. That's gone.
Right.
So, you know, I don't see how it really works out from here.
Yeah, gotcha. Chris Markowski, Liz Peek, David Mercer, thanks so much for coming in to help us understand what happened last night. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
All right, still ahead.